Hey everybody, this is Dan and I want to welcome everyone to class. I try to do these desktop lectures every week because I think it's important that you know that there's actually a person that's reading all of your stuff and that there's someone you can contact if you need help with the class instead of just a machine that you're talking to. So this is me. This is my home office. This is normally where I film or record all of the desktop lectures. And generally, the lectures will be, somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes every week. And I'll talk a little bit about the reading and maybe what's going on. This is the first week, so we don't really have a reading assignment this week, but what I do want you to do is get familiar with the class website. And if you look on the week 1 assignment, it's all pretty much spelled out to you what I want you to do. The big things are to familiarize yourself with the class website. That's number 1. And number 2, make sure you take the survey that I've put together. And that's just a general survey for my own information and own research. And then also go ahead and get on the discussion board and introduce yourself. And so, I'd like to get to know who everybody is, and I think it's important that we share that information because we're going to be in class together for 15 weeks. And plus, this will give you a chance to get familiar with the discussion board, how that works, and how the surveys, which is very similar to like a quiz or a test, how that works, and you'll know where to go on the website for different resources. Most importantly, as you look at the website, and most of you have had online classes before, probably on Blackboard, the same platform this is on. But, to your left are some links. So I'm just looking at it as I talk to you. Course news, I really don't use that too much. Start here is a document that you need to read, in the beginning of class, but you probably won't refer to it too much afterwards. Same with syllabus, because there's a syllabus, but I pretty much spell out everything on the front page of the website, so you'll know what to do every week. Same with schedule. You might want to use that occasionally, but basically all the information is going to be in front of you. One of the most important links is called resources, and it's where I put definitions. There's a bibliography in there. Occasionally the definitions will be important, so you need to know where that's at. And then the discuss link goes to the discussion board, although I always put links in every week's folder, so you can access the discussion board right from the folder. Probably 70% of the grading in this class is from the discussion boards, and we'll have maybe a quiz or two. We might have a midterm, but for the most part, all the grades come from the discussions. So it's real easy if you just keep up with them every week. Post something about the reading that you find interesting, or reply to a post and contribute something to the reading or the conversation. That's the most important thing, and that's the sure way to get a good grade in the class without too much effort. Some weeks you're going to put an hour into the class as far as reading and discussion. Some weeks probably less, and some weeks probably more. So there's going to be a reading every week, and some weeks it's longer than others. But what I've tried to do is I've tried to pick out interesting readings that won't bore you to death like a lot of history classes do, and stuff that relates to American business and American society today, because that's what this class is all about. As far as the discussion boards are concerned, I've set out some rules on what makes a substantive post, and so you need to read that, and I have that posted in the first week assignments. So take a look at that. And also, if you click on the resources link and scroll down, there's a post or a small document that will tell you, what I expect from a post. I'm a pretty easy grader, so stick to those guidelines as best as you can. And if it's not perfect, we'll figure it out as we go along. The other thing I didn't mention on the discussion board is, make sure you don't flame anybody. Yell at them by posting all in capital letters, no foul language. Everyone's opinion is welcome and tolerated. So, if things get out of hand, it's going to be a problem. But I can tell you that, my experience at the University of Toledo and with students like yourself, that rarely happens. So I'm really not too worried about that. It's going to be a great class. The second week we have our first reading, and we're going to talk about the origins of capitalism. So one of the most important things is, you need to know what capitalism is, and you can compare that to socialism and communism, and you can find those definitions in the resources section, and we'll talk about that next week, so you don't have to worry about it right now. And then we're going to talk about Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, and some of the early U.S. business history on how Jefferson thought about business and how Hamilton thought about business. And even though this stuff might not seem that cool at the moment, you want to read more about Steve Jobs and Facebook and Zuckerberg and all that stuff, we will get to that. But really, this early stuff, Thomas Jefferson, Alexander Hamilton, is pretty interesting too, because really there's a big debate going on about how the country's going to shape up and how we're going to become a free market society like we are today. So we'll get to that in good time. Generally, I try to post 3 weeks at a time because I'm always changing things. So I try to get all the posts up in a timely manner, and but sometimes I'll slip, and it's the same with replying to discussion board posts. I try to get on it every day and reply to a few people. Sometimes it goes a few days if I'm really busy. I'll try to respond to everyone's post, but with 41 students, that can be kind of difficult. So if I don't reply to your post, don't be offended. I'll get to it, but I assure you, I'm reading everyone's post all the time. So keep the conversation going. As I posted on the homepage under the week 1. I posted my cell phone number there, so you can call me or text me if you need to. I prefer that you use email, of course, but if there's an emergency, if there's something you need to talk to me about, shoot me a text or give me a call. And as long as people don't abuse it, I'll be available to anyone anytime, because I really like talking to everybody. So that's it for now. If you have any questions, let me know. We're going to have a great class this semester. It'll go really fast. And if you need any help or you're confused about anything, feel free to get in touch with me. That's it. Have a great day. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.